So what if some of the most intelligent creatures in the ocean aren't just sort of swimming around near us, but are actually, you know, trying to talk to us?
Yeah, like actively trying to communicate. It's a pretty wild thought.
And that's really the core idea behind this brand new study we're looking at today about humpback whales and these really mysterious bubble rings.
Exactly. So for this deep dive, we're digging into a really compelling article from Science Alert. It's based on some fascinating new research published in Marine Mammal Science.
Okay.
And our mission really is to unpack what these unique bubble shapes are, how they're different from other whale stuff we already know about, and yeah, what it could all mean for, interspecies interaction.
Right, because when we talk humpbacks, Megaptera nova angliae, I mean, we already know they're incredibly smart, don't we? Famous for complex bubble stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially those amazing spiral bubble nets they use for hunting fish.
That cooperative feeding strategy, it's brilliant.
It really is. But, what's really fascinating here is that not all bubbles mean the same thing. Some are clearly for hunting, others seem like play, maybe even showing off a bit.
Okay.
But this new observation, the one in the study, highlights a totally distinct kind of bubble. Definitely not for catching fish.
Right, and this is where it gets really interesting, isn't it? The description from biologist Roger Payne. He
Mm.
called them perfect circles.
Yeah, or get this. Madly spinning donut-shaped clouds about 3 feet in diameter that rise rapidly to the surface.
Wow. So like giant smoke rings, but, underwater. It sounds visually very different from the big, complex hunting nets.
Totally different. And to figure out what was going on, this international team, biologists, photographers, they went through a ton of video and photos.
From all angles, too.
Exactly, from swimmers under the water, from boats on the surface, even from planes and drones looking down. Getting all those perspectives was, well, it was crucial for context.
Especially if you're trying to figure out if they're maybe directing this at humans, right?
Precisely. And they had a good amount of data to work with. The analysis covered uh, 12 separate times they saw these rings being made.
Good 12 episodes.
Yeah, adding up to 39 of these distinct bubble rings. And they were made by 11 different humpback whales. So it wasn't just one whale doing something odd.
That's a fair bit of observation, yeah.
And thinking about what it might mean, communication-wise, the context is really telling.
How so?
Well, get this. Out of those 12 times they saw the rings being made, 10 happened when there was a boat or human swimmers nearby. Right there.
10 out of 12, that seems significant.
It does, doesn't it? And interestingly, in 6 of those cases, there was also more than one whale around.
Okay, so specific bubble shape,
Mhm.
humans often present. But what about the whale's behavior? Were they bothered, agitated?
Well, that's the other crucial piece. Despite plenty of chances, close proximity, there was absolutely no evidence of what scientists call agonism.
Agonism, so like fighting, threats, that kind of thing.
Exactly. No aggression towards other whales nearby, and none towards the boats or the swimmers either. None recorded in any of these ring-blowing events.
Given how huge humpbacks are, that lack of any aggression seems, well, it seems really important if you're wondering about communication.
It's incredibly significant, yeah. It strongly suggests this isn't about, get away from my spot or feeling threatened.
So not defensive.
Quite the opposite, actually. In 8 out of the 9 cases where they could clearly see the whale's behavior around people, the ring-blowing whale actively approached the boat or the swimmers.
Wow, they came towards them.
Yeah. The only times they didn't was when they were clearly busy feeding, blowing bubbles as part of that. Then, their attention was elsewhere.
Okay, so let me recap this. We've got this unique, perfect circle bubble, right?
Okay.
It happens mostly when humans are around.
Check.
There's absolutely no aggression shown by the whale.
None observed, yeah.
And, in fact, the whale often comes closer to the people.
That's the pattern they saw, consistently.
So when you put all that together, I mean, it really does lean into that kind of fantastic idea of whale-to-human communication, doesn't it?
It really does start to sound like that. It fits with other observations, too.
Yeah.
We sometimes see whales being playful or seemingly friendly near a boat.
Like they're curious, maybe?
Exactly. This could be, as the article puts it, one more sign of willful interaction, much as we might engage with other animals in whimsical acts of fun. Like throwing a ball for a dog, maybe? But, with bubbles.
Huh. A whale playing fetch with bubbles.
Well, maybe not fetch, but, intentional interaction. It's an exciting idea. Definitely lines up with how smart we know whales are, how social they are.
But There's always a but in science, right?
Usually, yes. And the researchers here are definitely careful. They include that crucial scientific caveat.
Which is,
Basically, while all these signs point towards the communication idea, and it's a strong hypothesis, we just don't have enough data yet to be sure.
right, can't jump to conclusions.
We can't know for certain what these bubbly messages truly mean, or even if they are definitely intended for us. Could be something else entirely we haven't figured out.
So more research needed. Always more research.
Always. And that raises the big question for what happens next, you know? The study finishes with this call for basically keep watching. Continued vigilance out in the field.
To see how often it happens.
Yeah.
What else is going on at the time?
Exactly. To really try and pin down the frequency and the actual function of these bubble rings, that kind of long-term careful watching is the only way we'll decode these potential messages, if that's what they are.
So summing up, these perfect bubble rings, whether they turn out to be just, I don't know, whale fun.
Or something more profound.
Yeah, or something more profound. They definitely hold that potential for